I'm doing a first impressions on the Pacifica Alight Multi-Mineral BB Cream all-in-one. It's a shade matching type of BB cream. Pacifica is a very natural kind of organic type of skincare. We used to have it in Sephora, but now it's sold at Target, I think. I always see it at Target now. But in any case, I wanted to try this out. It did come in my Ipsy bag, and I wanted to see if it was worth actually purchasing, because I believe it's considered a drugstore brand now. And I think it's pretty affordable for those of you who are looking for a new BB cream. I know that BB creams and CC creams are like all the rave these days, so I'll go ahead and try every single one I carry. So I thought I would start doing some first impressions / reviews on some of them, because I know a lot of you guys are wondering like, well, what's good, what's worth it, etc, etc, what's the point of them, blah blah blah. So I went ahead and already did like this part of my face, and I was like, oh shit, I realized it's not filming. But as you can already tell, it's pretty glowy, it's very even, it leaves a really fat glow. Like, I don't have anything else on my skin besides moisturizer. I did not prime, because I want to see how it holds up in regular, daytime type wear, whatever, you know what I mean. So far it feels okay. It sunk right in. It was pretty nice and smooth. It blended super easy. So I'm gonna show you guys on this side. It already comes out pretty warm. It's not significantly light for me, but it does already come out pretty warm. And then when you kind of sort of work the pigment in the skin, that's when it gets warmer. So for those of you who are like, well, what's the whole point in, you know, shade matching technology? Is that really, you know, accurate? There are times that I've tried a shade matching one and it comes on really neutral, and I don't know why, because I'm not that neutral. But in any case, sometimes I'll blend it down here and I'm like, okay. And I think it just depends. Sometimes shade matching technologies, when you break the pigment, the more you break it up, the worse it gets. So you have to just make sure you buff it into the skin. Once it's blended, leave it alone. It smells fragrant. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of a botanical fragrance, I guess. If you've ever smelled anything from Pacifica, they're known for the scents in their stuff. They're considered a natural skincare, so I don't believe they have anything harmful. I think they're a paraben-free line. I'm trying to remember. As far as coverage goes, it's just okay. It's nothing that my normal tinted moisturizer wouldn't do. In fact, I think my Sonia Cashew tinted moisturizer might cover a bit more. It does make my skin look extremely glowy though. It's not bad. The shade match is pretty good. I like that it warmed up, and it's actually quite perfect as far as like the shade technology goes, like the shade matching technology. I did use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to buff it in. It's one of the ones that I use whenever I use BB creams because it has just the right amount of density. I'm gonna go ahead and put some under eye concealer on because I can't go out looking like this. Yeah, no. But so far so good. I think it looks okay. I'm gonna let it sit on my skin while I do this, and I will keep filming. What I'm noticing as it's sitting on my skin is that it looks very radiant. Like, very radiant. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I think it's made to do that. It says it's supposed to be multi-mineral BB cream with a shade matching technology, and it's actually called Alight. So the blurb on the back says, an all-in-one weightless tint for effortless natural beauty. Specialized mineral pigments instantly adjust to your skin. Perfect, hydrate, and diminish the appearance of pores, fine lines, and uneven skin tone for all skin types. I do agree that it did even my skin tone. It evened my skin tone real nice, to be honest. Now with my concealer on, I don't look as tired, so I do like that I mean, y'all know how I feel about my Shade Low Glow, okay? I love my skin to look very glowy and very radiant to begin with, so I personally am a fan of the glow. However, I don't see everyone else being a fan of the glow. I don't think everyone's gonna like that. I do, because that's just what I like. Oh my god, why do I look so tired? I like the glow because that's just what I like in my skin. So it doesn't say anything about long wearing or anything. I'll have to like read up on it later and see what it really says for that. But I'm not sure if it's meant to be long wearing. Most BB creams are, and most BB creams have built-in primers in them. So I didn't put a primer on because I want to see how it holds up. And I'm just kind of randomly concealing a couple of pieces on my skin because I'm breaking out like hell and it looks so bad. So just randomly concealing some blemishes. So it didn't cover that much. BB creams normally don't. They cover just enough, and then the rest of it is up to you. As far as coverage goes, only because I'm a person who doesn't need a lot of coverage, I'm personally satisfied. This is about the grade of what a BB cream should cover. So personally for me, I'm not tripping too hard about it. I actually kind of like the coverage. I wouldn't want it to be any heavier or any thinner. It's about right. I'm deciding if I want to set it with a powder or not, just because I'm not sure if it's even supposed to be long wearing or anything. It feels nice on my skin. It actually feels really, really lightweight. I'm not going to set it with anything. I'm just going to let it kind of marinate, and then I'm going to pop on some bronzer in a little bit, just to kind of all over warm up my face. So far my thoughts on it is that it's very glowy. It's almost to the point where it might be a little bit too light for some of you. I don't think a lot of you would like it like that, because if you have textured skin, you may not like that much of a glow, to be honest. Like a lot of times, like radiance stuff like that, like kind of emphasizes texture, like it emphasizes divots and stuff like that. So I don't always recommend it, unless, you know, if you try it on and you like it, so be it, you know what I mean? But I always recommend you try it first, because most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you'll be like, no. So, sorry, just putting on my mascara. Today's a no makeup day, if you can't tell. I think I like how it looks so far. It's very glowy, very natural. I was just trying to give it a minute to like sit on my skin to see how nice it got. And it looks good. Like now with bronzer and everything, especially if I set it with a powder, it probably look really nice. It's very smooth looking. Like it looks very smooth, very radiant, very healthy. It makes the skin look really healthy. Like your skin naturally has this glow to it. It's crazy. Like as soon as I put my bronzer on, like all of a sudden I was like, whoa, okay, now I'm like hella glowy. In a good way though. Like I don't even have blush on and it's giving me the glow that I really like, which I kind of like. I mean, I like that it's kind of effortless. Like it actually really isn't. Didn't it say that? Didn't it say effortless somewhere on here? Yeah, it did. Effortless natural beauty. It sure did. I'm not sure how any of you guys will feel about the fragrance, because it's actually kind of heavily fragranced. It's supposed to be fragranced in a natural way, like in a floral way. But I smell it when I put it on. It's not in a bad way, like it dissipates when it's on, but I know some people are sensitive to fragrance, so if you guys are sensitive to fragrance, try it first. Try not to, you know, get crazy over it. It does go away. Like your face isn't going to smell like this all day, because as I was putting it on, the smell kind of dissipated. I'm going to see how it wears throughout the day, and I'll check back in with you guys later on this afternoon or later on today. It's about 11-ish o'clock, so I'll probably check in more like tonight. And I'll see how it goes. I'm not going to set it with anything. I'm not going to put any face powder or set it with any sprays or anything. There's no primer going on here. If anything, the only thing I set was underneath my eyes. So I will check in with you guys later. So I just wanted to check in. It's been officially about 6 hours later, and I gotta say my skin looks almost exactly the same. My concealer creased a little bit, but obviously that's not really a concern. You guys saw the concealer I used. It was a drugstore one. I mentioned in a favorites video that one creases on me anyway, but I would say my skin looks pretty good. It's still, like, my bronzer wore off just a little bit. That's normal. I can see myself getting a touch shiny right here, just a little bit, but honestly I'm just now seeing that. Like, I was running around, it was hot today, it was windy. I would say with the weather conditions it held up really well. So at the 6 hour mark, I'm saying we're looking pretty good. I'm still glowy, I'm still clean and clear, like I'm very polished still. If anything, it does look like I've been running around for a couple of hours, but my makeup still looks almost exactly the same. I would say, yeah, my bronzer wore off just a little bit. I can definitely see this wearing much better with a powder on top, and maybe with a primer as well, but with that one, it did pretty damn good. So I wanted to do an official update. It's been about 9.5, almost 10 hours. My makeup so far still looks okay. You can see a little bit of shine, like right there in my forehead. My concealer wore off just a little bit. My brows still kind of look the same. Bronzer so-so, kind of wore off just a touch. A little bit of it wore out like around here, kind of like just a little bit like right here and around my mouth area because I kept going like this like when I was eating. But other than that, I would say that it held up pretty well all day. I can imagine that it would be better with a primer and also with a powder on top. So do I love it? It's okay. I think I still like my Ole Henriksen one better, but I think it's a great buy for a drugstore brand. So if you guys are looking for something new that isn't like L'Oreal or Revlon or anything like that, that's more on the organic side, you guys probably might like Pacifica. But I do kind of like how it looks on my skin. I can definitely see this as something that I would wear on a daily basis. My only concern is that it's like super radiant, so I'm not sure how certain people would feel about that. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty good product. I would say that those are going to be the only two things that will bug you, is either the smell that I mentioned earlier before. It's kind of like a heavier floral smell, but otherwise I kind of like it. I mean, I would say it's a pretty damn good drugstore alternative to the Ole Henriksen. I don't recall if it has any specific, you know, vitamin C or anti-aging benefits to it like the Ole Henriksen ones does, but as far as like finish and everything and how it actually looks, it's pretty comparable. Main difference is the Ole Henriksen one is slightly more dewy. This one kind of dries to more of a like a natural satinish kind of finish, I would say, and the finish stays the same throughout the whole day. Like, I didn't get that much more oily in my T-zone. It wasn't that bad at all. Like this, I haven't touched my face except for like around my mouth all day, so I would say if anything I developed just a touch of shine like right there. That's mostly coming from my bulb, from like my lights, but other than that I would say it's perfectly fine. I don't think it's anything that I'm just like, ugh, I'm melting. If you are on the oily side, maybe try to use something more mattifying underneath as a primer. You would still get the radiant glow out of it. Your skin, your actual like skin underneath would just be more matte. And you would still get like the radiance particles that are in the actual BB cream. So I'm not sure how some of you may feel about that. Some people like it, some people don't. If you like an ultimate matte sort of finish, you may not like this at all. Yeah, that concludes my first impressions on that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!